Thank you, everyone. Good evening to one and all present here today. We, Michelle,
and Akil.
will be your hosts for the evening. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to Ameyam 2022, commencement ceremony of the batches of 2015 and 2016 at Avani Institute of Design.
The commencement day is a much awaited day in any student's life, as it is the culmination of the efforts of their entire academic endeavor. All the hard work and the sleep nights come down to this very moment. It is steeped with a sense of achievement and fulfillment. And most importantly, it makes them work harder to build a successful career ahead. While the delays caused by the circumstances surrounding the global pandemic in the last 2 years have been unfortunate. However, on the plus side, it has given us an opportunity to conduct the ceremony with two separate batches.
Here at Avani Institute of Design, we strive to promote a holistic approach to design education, which will develop well-rounded professionals equipped with the sensitivity, empathy, social and technical skill sets to address the ever-evolving concerns of our environment. Started in 2015 with the Bachelor of Architecture program, Avani aims to expand into an interdisciplinary art and design program, exploring new horizons in education, collaborative research, and creative thinking.
To start this auspicious occasion, I request Dr. K.M. Anwar to declare Ameyam 2022 open.
Good evening, Mr. President, the guests of honor, all the dignitaries, friends and patrons of Avani, the entire Avani community, my dear students and their parents, beloved colleagues, and all special invitees. Today is an historic day for Avani. It also coincides with the realization of an ambitious dream of the founders, visionaries, and all the friends of Avani. It was a long journey of both challenges and inspirations. Many people have joined us at different points of time, contributing their wit and wisdom. We have great pleasure to see that many of them are present for this reunion at Avani. Looking at the smiling faces of new graduates and the excitements of their parents, looking and watching the happiness of the founders and visionaries, and feeling the satisfaction of their faculties and administration departments, felt encouraged by the vibration of this magical gathering. We take your permission with wholehearted support to enable me to declare that Ameyam 22, the commencement ceremony of graduation day of Avani, is declared. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Anwar. We request Architect Tony Joseph, Architect Marina Tabasam, Professor Neil Kanchaya, Dr. Saumni Raja, and Dr. K.M. Anwar, and student representatives Ms. Asha Suresh and Ms. Aisha Nargis to come forward for the lamp lighting ceremony. Thank you, everyone. May I now invite Dr. Saumni Raja, head of the department, for the welcome address.
A very good evening, one and all, and a very warm welcome to Ameyam 2022 at Avani Institute of Design. As the head of the department of the institute, I extend a warm welcome to you to this auspicious evening as we celebrate the completion of the 5-year-long journey of our students from batch 2015 and 2016. This is indeed an unusual time of looming uncertainties, and I'm pleased that we are able to gather here today physically on this campus. I offer my warmest congratulations to 2015 and 16 batch students who have endured this exceptional journey. The journey would not have been possible without the support of your parents and guardians. A warm welcome to students, parents, guardians, once again to the campus. We are indeed fortunate to have amongst us distinguished guests. Architect Habib Khan, President, Council of Architecture, who will be joining us online, and Dr. Marina Tabassum, renowned architect and Aga Khan Awardee 2016 from Bangladesh, who, in spite of their busy schedule, agreed instantly to partake in the ceremony. Welcome, Architect Khan. I know that you're there online, and Architect Tabassum to Avani. We are fortunate to have amongst us our teacher and mentor, Professor Chaya, renowned academician and award-winning architect who has been a mentor to Avani community since its inception. Welcome, Professor Chaya. Artist Murli Chirod, Chairman, Kerala Lalthikala Academy, requires no special introduction. He is loved and revered by our students. We are fortunate to have you amongst us today, and I welcome you on behalf of Avani community. To dream big and to bring those dreams to fruition requires great courage and commitment. When such ordeals are undertaken with a keen and empathetic mind, it becomes journey of a lifetime, a movement. I'm fortunate to be sharing this space among some great visionaries of this country who have set their heart and soul into building this institution up. I extend a warm welcome to Chairman and Principal Architect Tony Joseph, governing body members, Architect Vivek Bigby, Architect Brajesh Shaijar. I extend a warm welcome and deep gratitude to Avani trustees and friends of Avani who have joined us here today. Mr. Jose Joseph, Chairman of Josco Group, Mr. V.A. Hassan, Chairman of Flora Group of Hotels, Mr. Paul Nynan, Coordinator of Friends of Avani. Welcome, all of you. A warm welcome to all my ex-colleagues and community members who have once again made this journey to Avani campus to join us on this occasion. Welcome to all my colleagues from academic and admin faculties, all student volunteers and supporting staff, including Mr. Benny and his team, to this very occasion. Their immense energy and commitment to the institution is reflected in every detail that we see around us at this venue. On behalf of the community, I once again welcome one and all to Avani to celebrate this inaugural commencement ceremony, Ameyam 2022 of batch 2015 and 2016. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Saumini. May I now request Architect Tony Joseph, Chairman and Principal, to deliver the presidential address.
Good evening. I think today I'd like to welcome all of you. As far as we are concerned, I think it's one big family. I think the Avani family. I think welcome to all of you. All of you are part of the Avani family. I feel it was just yesterday that few of us met. I think Vivek and Brajesh and Vinod. We met in Calicut and we discussed how we could give back in a meaning way to the profession of architecture or to architecture. And that is how the idea of Avani was born. We didn't know that time that the concept of Avani would become much more than what we had imagined. Sometimes we feel that we have chewed little more than what we could handle, you know. But today, when I see the first batch graduating, I feel proud. I feel really proud on how our dream, which we had at Toya, has grown. I will take a pause to remember Irfana Iftikhar, who is no longer with us. To the first batch of young Avani architects, you are architects now. We should not call you students anymore. Please remember that the education you received at Avani is only a guidance. Our mission was to give you the tools, the courage, and the vision to find your path. We prepare you to shape your own world. Today is the first day in the rest of your life as architects. Your journey has just started. Everything we have done, including me, the governing council, your excellent faculty members, in your journey is one step in your own development and your education. Over the 5 years of the program, your teachers prepared you to be aware of the world, to make responsible and educated decisions, to be compassionate to humans, I mean all living beings, and to the environment. As over the years, we had many people who are part of shaping Avani and who shaped your journey to where you are today. I thank all of them. As the first set of Avani architects stepping out in the world, I acknowledge your wonderful faculty members who have been with you throughout this journey. I also acknowledge the wonderful work of our administration and all our support staff in supporting our students. We had a very special guest today to celebrate the moment with us. We had one of our guests is not there today because Habib Khan was supposed to come, but unfortunately, he suddenly had some medical issues and he couldn't come in. But we are fortunate to have like Chaya was saying today, the nose of Bangladesh. You know? The nose means the pride. I think we have the pride of Bangladesh. Marina Tabassum with us. Dr. Marina Tabassum. Yeah, one of Bangladesh's national treasure, I would say. It is the students' privilege and our privilege to have such a wonderful person to honor this graduation. Thank you for coming to our campus from Dhaka. Avani is not just an institution. It began as a thought. It has become a movement today. And we are so proud to see you, our first batches, or ambassadors, to take Avani's values and philosophy out into the world. You have also graduated into one more new role. You are the founders of the Avani alumni. This is your own platform to get together and create a dynamic body for all your juniors who will come after you. I am sure Avani alumni will not only be your voices to the world, but also a community of support for its own. When you get time, Please come to the campus, share your adventures with your juniors and the teachers. We'll learn through you. We'll be watching your growth and cheering for you as you make your way through life, whether it is as architect or another field of your choice. Follow your passion. This is just the beginning. My best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Architect Habib Khan graduated from VNIT as a gold medalist in 1987 and moved to the United States to pursue his master's in architectural design at the University of Illinois in 1988. The Indian Institute of Architects awarded architect Habib Khan the JIIA Best Interior Design Award in 1998 and the IIA CAF Young Architect Award in 2000. In 2009, he received the Orange City Achievement Award, and in 2011, the IIA Maharashtra chapter honored him with a state level award for distinction in architectural practice and education, as well as the coveted INBAU Excellence Award. Smita and Habib Khan Architects is known for the work that is influenced by vernacular and traditional design ideas. He has been a major driving force in improving the quality of education in central India since the beginning of his career and is currently the Director, Architecture at LTJSS. Unfortunately, due to certain unforeseeable circumstances, Architect Habib Khan will not be able to join us in person. However, we will be playing his address on screen to the right side of the stage.
Good evening and namaskar to the family of Avani Institute of Design. First of all, please accept my apologies for not being amongst you today. I was looking forward to be amongst you since a long, long time, since the time Tony invited me to be amongst you on this special day of yours. But a small mishap yesterday in the evening has made me go on bed rest for a couple of days. But I'm looking forward, Tony, to be with you and your faculty and your institute very soon, sometime. Council of Architecture, especially to those young ones today, regulates architectural profession and education and is constituted under the Architects Act of 1972. And we at the council are working to make a better future for our future architects and future face of architectural profession in our country. Tony Joseph, Brijesh Sajal, Dr. Anwar, Dr. Saurani, all dignitaries, parents, and my dear graduating students. It gives me immense pleasure to give a convocation address today evening. I am not senior enough to leave a word of advice or to tell you what is to be done, but I want to share a few thoughts with all of you, few thoughts which I'm sure will carry in your mind when you start a new life ahead. Few years ago, you had aspirations, anxiety, and maybe fear in your eyes when you entered the portals of the Avani Institute of Design. And I'm sure today the same mixed emotions are crossing your mind. You have grown as individuals, and slowly you will emerge as practitioners of your respective professions that you choose henceforth. The feeling of achieving something and completion of a phase of learning is overwhelming. I'm sure the feeling at your teacher's end of having shaped and groomed a young mind is equally great. It's an awesome feeling for both you and your teachers. Very soon, you will make a transition from the protected cocoons of an academic institution into the vagaries of a professional field. I cannot say if there will be success or failure. But what I can surely say that there is going to be struggle. Success and failure always follow struggle. A good institution trains you indirectly to face this struggle and come out winners. I hope and wish the best for all of you. Within the confined cocoons of your college, you have had the unique opportunity to develop and test your values and attitudes, to extend your capacity to think critically, and of course, creatively, and to develop specialist skills, all of which would give you the ability to face the profession and the world. One thought that I would like to leave with all of you is that as a responsible graduate, there comes an expectation that you will provide meaningful leadership for our country in whatever role and whatever field you end up pursuing. Creative education, especially in architecture, teaches you to be imaginative, and it is this imagination that becomes an intrinsic part of your soul. This ability to imagine should be used by you in the interest of our country and for betterment of our profession. This imaginative power should enrich your lives and in the process your fellow human beings. The future of this country and yours will not be delivered by professionals who work in isolation, but rather these challenges will be met by people who are able to lead across disciplines, professional to professional. Any institute's distinctive strength should be in encouraging its students to collaborate and to put their integrated knowledge to work for the common good, an inclusive kind of leadership for our country to become a world leader. With this skill base and your contribution as leaders, that each of you have an exciting and a unique opportunity to make a tangible contribution to our country's future, to make a positive difference. These are turbulent times for all of us professionals, especially with sluggish economy, dull real estate, fear and uncertainty in the market, and a transition from a cash-based economy to a cashless one. And add to that the pandemic and the subsequent tragedy that followed, including lockdowns. Architecture, interiors, arts, and other related disciplines are, for sure, a first casualty in such a transition. The face of every profession is changing fast and so rapidly that most of us are unable to gauge the speed which it is changing. It has become multidimensional, multifaceted, and multidisciplinary and is fast changing into a corporate framework. Gone are those days when it was a holier than thou, almost godlike creator based thought process of practice. It is transiting into a business rapidly. All of you need to learn to cope up with these changes. The new education policy being rolled out will have far reaching impact on the future face of our profession. The impact would be seen and noticed in about 5 years from now. You also have to not only cope up with this, but transform yourself to face the challenges, including your institute. I also exhort you to carefully and sensitively look at the emigration of indigenous talent, the so called brain drain. While it is important to widen your learning in foreign lands, the acquired knowledge has to be used and utilized for the betterment and advancement of our country. There are two types of people who stand on the sidelines as observers: commentators and critics, and those who actually step into the arena and through hard work, drive, and determination make a difference. This requires great effort, commitment, and sometimes even courage. As future alumni of this institute, one expects you to do all this and much more with conscientiousness, with a clear conscience, with full commitment, dedication, and love to your profession. Unless that happens, you will not succeed and your work will not succeed. You have to love what you do and you have to enjoy what you do. And when you do that, it is reflected not only for you, but for your work, for your country, and for yourself, your intrinsic yourself. I wish you all a better, successful, meaningful, and happy lives and congratulate you all from the bottom of my heart. Welcome to profession. Welcome to being architects. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Architect Habib Khan. Architect Marina Tabassum graduated in architecture from Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology in 1994. Tabassum and Kashif Chowdhury formed Urbana, an architecture firm in Dhaka, Bangladesh in 1995. For almost 10 years, the firm designed a lot of projects. She founded Marina Tabassum Architects in 2005 and currently works as the chief architect. Tabassum has been a visiting lecturer at BRAC University since 2005, where she has also taught contemporary South Asian architecture courses. She also teaches undergraduate studios at the University of Asia Pacific and has given talks and presentations at different schools and conferences. Architect Tabassum was the designer of Bait ur Rauf Mosque in Dhaka, which was completed in 2012. In 2016, the project was shortlisted for Aga Khan Award. May I now request Architect Marina Tabassum to address the gathering.
Thank you. Do you hear me? Yeah? Okay. Well, good evening to everyone, the entire Avani family. It's an immense pleasure for me to be a part of this. Thank you, Tony, for inviting me. I could never say no. It's the first graduation. It's not only the students graduating, it's the entire Avani family graduating today. So congratulations to every one of you. Well, as a practicing architect, I will be addressing my new colleagues. So here goes. Dear graduates, a memorable day and an auspicious occasion for Avani and the students graduating today. As one chapter closes, a new chapter begins. Some of you will go into practice, some may pursue academics, some into research. I myself personally love design, so I couldn't do anything but becoming a practicing architect. And I must tell you, the first building that you design, and when you see it grown and you walk into it, the feeling is just, it's an unmeasurable feeling that cannot be expressed. So I'm hoping that you will all have that feeling of awe and inspiration. Architecture education and training is unique as we embody both science and humanities. We deal with the measurables to make our buildings stand and function. At the same time, addressing the unmeasurables, such as our senses, feelings, human relationships, environment, and all forms of physical and metaphysical consciousness. Architecture has a broader agenda than making buildings and good-looking forms. Architecture addresses the environment, the urban and the rural. Architecture is a responsibility that you will be taking up from this day forward. One thing I must tell you, that there is no end to learning. The reason I teach is to learn. The reason I engage in socially responsible and engaged projects is because I learn. Learning is growth. Never let your growth be arrested. For a creative professional, that is the only way forward. School prepares you to open the window to the knowledge, the vast knowledge, and that is architecture. You need to explore, be inspired, and find your own path. We're living through an unprecedented crisis. Our advancement in science was not able to make us invincible, Neither our trillions of dollars of economies could protect us from a 0.125 micron virus that brought our lived world almost to a complete standstill. We are all survivors of a COVID pandemic that affected us directly or indirectly. As you are graduating and entering the world of profession, you are aware of the uncertainties and the shifts the world of architecture is going through. It is an important time in the history of architecture, as the global confusion around the future of our economic growth, evidently paradigms are shifting, adapting to new socio-cultural order offered by technological advancement. In the wake of the virus, as global trade nearly came to a halt, we realized the importance of local resources and production mechanisms that are bound to inspire ideas of self-reliance to reduce dependency on non-resilient long supply chains. The construction industry takes up a major share of global trade as building materials move in every direction of the world to satisfy our unquenchable thirst for the newness. My belief is that we are at a critical juncture of paradigm shift. Right before the pandemic struck, my mind was preoccupied with the idea of degrowth as a plausible alternative to healing the ecosystem. I'm not an economist, but it does not take a genius to understand why capitalism has no cap and thrives on the culture of consuming. Why the disparity and inequity in human condition are growing when the economy is thriving. Why is it necessary to maintain exponential growth that is depleting the earth, causing existential crisis of human and other species? The dominant paradigm has evidently failed to ensure balance and requires critical revision. I talked about affluenza and similar socially transmitted conditions. In my opinion, the culture of consuming that plagued the entire world for decades is a greater pandemic than the COVID-19. Physiological emergencies, sooner or later, like the virus, finds remission. But the culture of spending and greed requires much deeper mental conditioning and reorientation of our living and thinking pattern. This is a much greater challenge and may take a few generations to reform. It is obvious that your generation, who will live and decide the fate of human existence and habitability of our species on Earth, has a huge responsibility and task at hand. It is up to you to restore the values that went forlorn by decades of consuming. In order to move ahead, at times it is necessary to step back, pause, and think. I believe we are experiencing that moment of pause. The building industry has actively participated in the growth fetish. Standardization of construction globally popularized the use of concrete to optimize speed and scale. It is alarming that our hunger for concrete is more than food we consume. Portland cement accounts to 8% of global CO2 emission. 1 ton of carbon dioxide is added to atmosphere to production of a ton concrete that go without a ton of Portland cement, which takes 40 years for a tree to absorb. Clearly, this cannot go on without rectification. The damage done to the ecosystem requires repair. The depleted resources of the earth needs to heal and replenish. We need a generation of architects who do not indulge in the madness of building, but take part in repair. We need a generation of architects who knows how to stitch the fragments of society. We need a generation of architects who can build bridges and not walls. We need a generation of architects who do not aspire stardom, but connects to the earth. I take this opportunity to welcome you all to take part in this responsible journey. And do not be afraid. by my hard words. It is a wonderful, wonderful journey, and you have to find your own path. There are so many. I welcome you all, my dear colleagues. You're all architects today. Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Marina Thabasam. May I now invite our chief guest, Architect Marina Thabasam, to congratulate and confer the certificates to the graduates. Ma'am, could you please come on stage? We first have the 2015 batch. First up, we have Afna Fatima. Akhil AB. Anandu Sagar. Ankita Arun. Anna Malu. I request the principal and the governing council members to also be on the dais. Arvind T.S. Archana Ashokan. Arun C. Krishnan. Ashif Salim. Asha K. Suresh. Aisha Ansari. Darvish E.T. Hari Murali K. Hisana Majid. Jaza Kuni Patuma. Kalyani Menon. Krishna Ranjit. Nirupama KS. Rania Mohammed. Rizwa Kallada. Shifana MB. Tansi K. The Proficiency Award is awarded to students who have shown exemplary performance in academics. I would like to invite Ms. Archana Ashogan to receive the award. The Best Thesis Award is awarded to students who have shown exemplary performance in thesis. I would like to invite Ms. Rizwa Kallada to receive the award. The Best Student Award is awarded to the student who has shown outstanding performance. I invite Ms. Shifana MB and Mr. Ashif Salim to receive the award.
Next up, we have the 2016 batch. First up, Abhishek Benny. Aishwarya Vijay. Alan George Joseph. Angel Sunny. AP Ananya. Aruna. Ashish N. Ramesh. Atida Roy. Aisha Nargis. Deepthi Shivadas. Divya Pradeep. Glinda Ann Koshi. Harishankar. Hiba Ashraf. Insha Samin. Ishana Ganya. Jacob Babu Alapar. Jinan Fuluna, AS. Joel Joshi. Marina Maju. Merin Matthew. Minna Elizabeth. MP Khadija Liana. Naveen KK. Nihal. Prasoon E. Rosemary Joby. Brinda S. Raj. I would like to invite Miss Rosemary Joby to receive the Proficiency Award. The Best Thesis Award. In this category, we have two students receiving this award. I would like to invite Mr. Alan George Joseph to receive this award. And Jacob Babu Alapad. The Best Student Award goes to Mr. Jacob Babu Alapad. There is a special mention award, Avani Design Appreciation Award. It goes to Alan George Alapad. Alan George Joseph.
The following students will be receiving the certificates in absentia. I request the respective parents to come forward and collect the certificate on their behalf. 2015 batch, Adira Ashokan. Priyanka P. I request the parents of Priyanka P to come on to stage. Of the 2016 batch, I request the parents of Fatima PK to come on to stage. Shibina Ruben K.
Thank you, Architect Tabassum and Governing Council members. I now request Architect Tony Joseph to administer the oath to the graduating students. I also request all the graduates to rise.
Okay, all of you ready? We shall, in thought, word, and deed, please repeat after me. Okay? We shall, in thought, word, and deed, endeavor to be honest in undertaking our professional duties, and uphold the dignity and integrity of our profession and the honor of our institution. We shall uphold and advance the well-being of our fellow members and shall devote all our energy to promote the unity, integrity, and secular ideal of our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Tony Joseph. Following graduation from SET Ahmedabad in the mid-70s, Professor Chaya spent the initial 7 years of his career practicing and teaching in Nairobi. He returned to Gujarat in the early 80s to set up a collaborative architectural practice with 2 friends. He also began teaching at SEPT and continued to do so for more than 25 years. He retired as Dean, Faculty of Architecture in 2013, while he continues to mentor students of architecture and design from across the world. He is closely associated with Srishti Institute of Design, Bangalore. He is an advisor to several institutions across the country and a common name and a valuable contributor to national and international design and pedagogy forums. May I now invite Professor Neelkanth Chaya, advisor, Avani Academic Council, to congratulate and confer the certificates of scholarships. I also invite Architect Tony Joseph to the stage and the Governing Council. First up, we have Promising Student Award 2017 batch, Abhinav Sajeev. Promising Student Award 2018, Anis Mohammed. Promising Student Award 2019 batch, Evelyn Philo Ito. Promising Student Award, Batch 2020, Hanna Patros. We have Anis on stage right now. Promising Student Award 2020, Hanna Patros. Avani Scholarship 2021 Batch, Anjita Rajendran. Avani Scholarship Batch 2021, Sajid Ali. Faculty Excellence Award Batch. Faculty Excellence Award. I first up invite Mrs. Anshu George. Anshu George. Faculty Excellence Award, Tushara K. Avani Edmund Award, Arjun A. Avani Edmund Award, Nikhil K. Sunny.
In homage to the ever-found memories of our beloved Irfana Iftikhar, we invite her father, who is present here, to receive a token of our deep sentiments towards Irfana. We call upon all the family members. I now request Professor Neelkant Chaya to address the gathering.
I don't know what to say, so much has been said. As human beings, you are not going to be different. by being architects. You are still A, B, C, or D, whatever is your name, and your name is not going to change. And the world is still what it was yesterday. The world today has not changed. The world tomorrow may change a little, but not quite. How to hold on or how to nurture that wonderful something that is given to you and you alone. Nobody else has it. Only you have that. Avni maybe added some ghee into that fire. Maybe your parents nurtured it. Maybe this wonderful environment of Kerala nurtured it. But still, you are unique. You are unique, but you are also an architect. That means we are not atomized individuals who are floating free in space. But we are part of the cohort of humans and more than human creatures who are inhabiting this earth. And as architects, what we do affects everything. And if we are sensitive, is affected by everything. This, if today's sunrise and today's sunset, let this message go deep into us, that we are connected and therefore we are responsive to and we are responsible for everyone, everything, every form that exists. And we are participants, not knowing how to participate, often being confused, and yet having an inner compass which tells us how to walk, which helps us keep our balance. Don't lose your balance. More and more young people I see becoming so frenzied with what's going on in the world that they either retreat into some inner recess or keep shouting angrily at everything that is happening. Somewhere in between is the true you. Keep finding that you. Breathe slowly. Breathe deeply. Be as deep as you are. And in this world, that world which Avani has so wonderfully laid out in front of us, that landscape, it is our final answer that everything will be well. Let all that is be well, including you, including me, including all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chaya. I now request Mr. Jose Joseph, Managing Director, Josco Rubbers, Representative Board of Trustees, to address the gathering.
Good evening, guests of honor, Avani family members, friends of Avani, സുഹൃത്തുക്കളെ. ഇന്ന് എനിക്ക് ഏറ്റവും സന്തോഷമുള്ള ഒരു ദിവസമാണ്. എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ അവനിയുടെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ആൻഡ് സെക്കൻഡ് ബാച്ചിന് അവരുടെ കോൺവൊക്കേഷൻ ഡേ ആണ്. അവനിയുടെ തുടക്കം എനിക്കറിയാം. ടോണിയുടെ കൂടെയുള്ള വളരെ പാഷനേറ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള കുറേ ആർക്കിടെക്ട്സും കൂടി അവർ തുടങ്ങിയ കാലം തൊട്ടുള്ള സംഗതികളെ അറിയാം. ഇനീഷ്യൽ അതിൻ്റെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുകളും യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിൽ നിന്നുള്ള പെർമിഷൻ കിട്ടാതിരിക്കാൻ ഉള്ള ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടും എല്ലാം എനിക്ക് അറിയാവുന്നതാണ്. ടോണി ഒരു പ്രാവശ്യം പറയുകയുണ്ടായി, ആക്ച്വലി ഈ കൊല്ലം എനിക്ക് തുടങ്ങാൻ പറ്റിയില്ല, ഞാൻ ഈ അവനി എന്നുള്ള ഡ്രീം അങ്ങ് വേണ്ടാന്ന് നോക്കും. ഭാഗ്യത്തിന് ആ കൊല്ലം 2015 തന്നെ തുടങ്ങാൻ പറ്റി. കേരളത്തിന് ഏറ്റവും മികച്ച ഒരു ആർക്കിടെക്ചറൽ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷന് ഉണ്ടാകാനും അതുകൊണ്ട് സാധിച്ചു. ഇന്ന് ഈ പല അവാർഡുകളും വിതരണം ചെയ്തു. ഏറ്റവും എനിക്ക് മികച്ച അവാർഡെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത് അലൻ ജോർജിന് കിട്ടിയ നാഷണൽ അവാർഡാണ്. എല്ലാ പേപ്പറുകളിലും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഹി ഹാസ് ഡൺ വെരി പ്രൗഡ്. സോ സെക്കൻഡ് ബാച്ചിൽ തന്നെ ഒരു നാഷണൽ അവാർഡ്, ബെസ്റ്റ് സ്റ്റുഡൻറ്റ് നാഷണൽ അവാർഡ് കിട്ടുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ചെറിയ കാര്യമല്ല. അവനെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം അതിൻ്റെ പ്രസക്തി ഉയർത്തിയ ഒരു അവാർഡാണത്. സോ അലനും അതുകൂടാണ്ട് ഇന്നൊക്കെ ഒരുപാട് കുട്ടികൾക്ക് അവാർഡ്സ് പല രീതിയിലുള്ള അവാർഡ്സ് തീസിസിനും മറ്റൊരുമൊക്കെ അവാർഡ്സ് കൊടുത്തു. അവരെല്ലാം ഞാൻ കൺഗ്രാജുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയാണ്. അതുകൂടാണ്ട് ഈ 2015-16 ബാച്ച് അല്ലാണ്ട് ഇത് കഴിഞ്ഞുള്ള ബാച്ചിൻ്റെ ബെസ്റ്റ് സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനുള്ള അവാർഡ്, ഈ അവാർഡ് കിട്ടിയ എല്ലാവരെയും ഞാൻ അഭിനന്ദിക്കുന്നു. പിന്നെ അതുപോലെ ഫാക്കൽറ്റി അവാർഡ്സ്, സ്റ്റാഫ് അവാർഡ്സ് ഇതെല്ലാം കിട്ടിയ എല്ലാവരെയും പ്രത്യേകം ഞാൻ അഭിനന്ദിക്കുന്നു. അതുപോലെ പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് അവനിയുടെ പൈനിയർ ബാച്ച് 2015 ബാച്ചിലെ എല്ലാ സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനെയും, അതുപോലെ 2016 ബാച്ചിലെ എല്ലാ സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനും എല്ലാ മംഗളങ്ങളും ഞാൻ നേരുന്നു. അവനിയുടെ ഓരോ ബാലചാബല്യങ്ങളും കണ്ട് ടൗണിലെ റെന്റഡ് ബിൽഡിങ്ങിൽ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നപ്പോൾ തൊട്ടുള്ള എല്ലാ ഇതും കണ്ട് വളർന്നു വന്നവരാണ് നിങ്ങൾ. എല്ലാം അറിയാം നിങ്ങൾക്ക്. ടോണി പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഇത് നിങ്ങളുടെ അവനിയായിട്ടുള്ള ബന്ധം ഇതുകൊണ്ട് തീരുന്നില്ല. ഭാവിയിലും നിങ്ങൾ അവനിയുടെ ഗുഡ് വിൽ അംബാസിഡേഴ്സായിട്ട് ഉണ്ടാകുമെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തീർച്ചയാണ്. സോ ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും എല്ലാ മംഗളങ്ങളും തീർന്നുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ നിർത്തും. താങ്ക് യു.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph. I now request Mr. V.A. Hassan, Chairman, Flora Business Group, Representative Board of Trustees, to address the gathering.
Distinguished guests, our chairman Tony and team, Avani children, a very good evening. I feel extremely honored to be here amidst the young, energetic and cheerful crowd. All of you are extremely gifted to follow your passion to creating a new magical environment. Architecture is not just about creating buildings, but it is about creating spaces which affects and defines the quality of people around it. And I am here wishing you all the very best to fulfill this great responsibility. Let me talk a few words in Malayalam. ഒരു വ്യക്തി ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട അസറ്റ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്താണ് നിങ്ങളുടെ വർത്ത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ കഴിവ് ഒരാൾക്ക് വേണ്ടത് എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ടത് ഒരു പ്രൊഫഷണലിസം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ആർക്കിടെക്റ്റ് എന്നതിനപ്പുറം നല്ലൊരു വ്യക്തിയായി തീരുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ നിങ്ങളുടെ ക്യാരക്ടർ ഈസ് ദ മോസ്റ്റ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് പാർട്ട് ഇൻ യുവർ ലൈഫ്, നോ ഡൗട്ട് അറ്റ് ഓൾ. മറ്റൊരു പ്രാർത്ഥന നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഈഗോസ് അപ്പ് ആൻഡ് ഡൗൺ, സോ മെനി ക്രൈസസ് ഇൻ അവർ എൻ്റയർ ലൈഫ് ഇസ് ഓൾവേസ് ഹാപ്പനിങ് ലൈക്ക് ഡേ ആൻഡ് നൈറ്റ്. പക്ഷേ ഒരു പ്രാർത്ഥന, വെരി സിമ്പിൾ പ്രാർത്ഥന, ശരിക്കും മനസ്സറിഞ്ഞ് പ്രാർത്ഥിച്ചാൽ മതി. ദൈവമേ, പൊറുക്കാനും മറക്കാനും കഴിവുള്ള ഒരു മനസ്സ്, വിശാലമായൊരു മനസ്സ് എനിക്കുണ്ടാവണേ എന്ന് മാത്രം പ്രാർത്ഥിച്ചാൽ മതി. ആദ്യമായിട്ട് ടോണിയെ ഞാൻ കാണുമ്പോൾ ഇന്നത്തെ ഒരു വലിയൊരു പേര് അന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല, ഒരുപാട് വർഷത്തിന് മുമ്പാണ്. പക്ഷെ ടോണി പിന്നീട് എനിക്കറിയാം ഇപ്പോഴും വളർന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന അറിയപ്പെടുന്ന ഭയങ്കര ഒരു റെസ്പോൺസിബിൾ ക്യാരക്ടറാണ്. അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു പ്രൊഫഷണലാണ്. പക്ഷെ ഞാൻ അദ്ദേഹത്തിനെ റെസ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഒരു പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ആർക്കിടെക്റ്റ് എന്നുള്ളതിലല്ല. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ സ്വഭാവം, ആ ക്യാരക്ടറെ ഞാൻ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് കാണുന്നു. പലപ്പോഴും അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ടീം അങ്ങനെ തന്നെ. ഞാൻ എപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ വന്നാലും എവിടെ വെച്ച് കണ്ടാൽ ഇവിടെ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ടിലായാലും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവിടെ ഓഫീസിലായാലും എവിടെ ചെന്നാലും ഒരു ടീം കൂടെ ഉണ്ടാകും. അതേപോലെ തന്നെ അവരെന്നെ റെസ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാണ്. ഞാൻ എന്താണെന്ന് എനിക്കറിയാം, പക്ഷെ എന്തുമാതിരി റെസ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നു, അതിനെ സ്നേഹിക്കുന്നു, അത് എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം ഭയങ്കര ടച്ചിങ് ആണ്. ടോണി വീട് പണിയാനായിട്ട് വന്നപ്പോഴും ആദ്യമായിട്ട് എന്നോട് ഞാൻ ടോണിയെ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ ടോണി പറഞ്ഞു, അസനക്ക ഇതിന് എലിവേഷനേ ഇല്ല ഈ വീടിന്. അങ്ങനെ വീട് പണിത് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ എല്ലാവരും ഇന്നും വിശ്വസിക്കുമോ അസനക്കാടെയും വൈഫിൻ്റെ ഒക്കെ ക്യാരക്ടർ ഈ വീട് കണ്ടാലറിയാം. യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ ടോണിയുടെ സ്വഭാവം എന്ന് എനിക്കും വൈഫിനും എല്ലാം അറിഞ്ഞോളൂ. അപ്പോൾ ഇതാണ് നിങ്ങൾ ഓരോരുത്തരും നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു സിഗ്നേച്ചർ നിങ്ങൾ രേഖപ്പെടുത്തും നിങ്ങൾ ഓരോ വർക്കിൽ. അങ്ങനെ നിങ്ങൾ ഈ ഇപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞ നമ്മുടെ ഗുരു പറഞ്ഞു, നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു യുനിക്കാണ്, നിങ്ങളെ ക്രിയേറ്റിവിറ്റി യുനിക്കാണ്, നിങ്ങളൊരു ഇൻഡിവിജ്വലാണ്, നിങ്ങളെ ക്യാരക്ടറാണ് ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനം ഷൈൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഞങ്ങളുടെയൊക്കെ മക്കൾ, ഇതിൻ്റെ ഡയറക്ടേഴ്സ്, ടോണിയോടൊപ്പം കൂട്ടു നിൽക്കുന്നവർ, ഞങ്ങളുടെ മക്കളിലൊക്കെ ഡിഗ്രിയും PG ഒക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷമാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ ഈ സ്ഥാപനം തുടങ്ങുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ പിന്നെ അവാനി ചിൽഡ്രൻ ഞാൻ പറയാൻ കാരണം, പിന്നെ എന്തിനു വേണ്ടി തുടങ്ങി, ഇവിടെ നാം പഠിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ കുട്ടികളും ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുട്ടികളാണ്. എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് ഞാനൊരു പ്രൊഫഷണൽ അല്ല, പക്ഷെ ഇന്ന് ഇവിടെ ഗ്രാജുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത എല്ലാ കുട്ടികളും എൻ്റെ മക്കളാണ്, ഞങ്ങളുടെ മക്കളാണ്, അവാനിയുടെ മക്കളാണ്. കൺഗ്രാജുലേഷൻസ്. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങളെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം നിങ്ങൾ എന്നും ഓർക്കേണ്ട ഒരു കാര്യം, മരിക്കുന്നവർ ഓർക്കേണ്ട കാര്യം, ഞങ്ങൾ പഠിച്ചു വളർന്ന ആദ്യത്തെ പ്രൊഫഷണലിസം കിട്ടുന്ന ഈ സ്ഥാപനത്തിലാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതിനോട് കടപ്പാട് കണ്ടെന്നുള്ളതാണ്. യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ ഇത് തന്നെയാണ് നമ്മുടെ സ്വഭാവത്തിൽ ഉണ്ടാകേണ്ടത്. നമ്മൾ കടപ്പാടുകളും ബന്ധങ്ങളിലൂടെ ജീവിക്കുന്നവരാണ്. സാമൂഹ്യമായ കടപ്പാട്, കുടുംബപരമായ കടപ്പാട്, ലോകത്തിന്റെ കടപ്പാട്. ഒരു ഗ്ലോബൽ സിറ്റിസൺ എന്നുള്ള നിലക്കാണ് നമ്മൾ ലോകത്തിനെ കാണുന്നത്. ലോകമാണ് നമ്മളെ തറവാട്. നമ്മളെല്ലാവർക്കും നല്ല നിലക്ക് ജീവിക്കാനും സന്തോഷമായിട്ട് ജീവിക്കാനും ആർക്കിടെക്ചറിന് എനിക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമാണ്. എൻ്റെ മകളും ആർക്കിടെക്റ്റാണ്. ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു എവിടെ ചെന്നാലും ആംബിയൻസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുക, ഹാപ്പിനെസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. എൻ്റെ ഫീൽഡ് ഹോസ്പിറ്റാലിറ്റിയാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾ ചെറിയ റിസോർട്ട് വയനാട് തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. എൻ്റെ സക്സസ് റേറ്റ് നിശ്ചയിക്കുന്നത് അവിടെ വരുന്ന ഓരോ ഇൻഡിവിജ്വൽസും എത്രമാത്രം ഹാപ്പിയാണ് എന്നുള്ളതിനാണ്. ഇതായിരിക്കാം നിങ്ങളുടെ തത്വം, നിങ്ങളുടെ ഫിലോസഫി, അവാനി ഫിലോസഫി. താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച്. താങ്ക് യു ഓൾ.
Thank you, Mr. V.A. Hassan. I now request Mr. Murli Cherut, Chairman, Lalitakala Academy, to address the gathering.
Distinguished guests, Amronik Balawashi, rest of the dignitaries. I need to tell you two things. One is that try to humanize your practice. Bring the essence of you into everything. And also I wanted to tell you, don't try to speak the humanized, the unhumanized things to your surroundings. Only humanized things you can talk. And the rest of the things are with you always. Try to bring the right path to go beyond your imagination. And also I wanted to mention you something. The plants which next to you, they don't speak your language. You need to look at that. Don't try to teach them that what you learn from the places. You try to understand them, try to make them feel that you are always with the nature. And understand one more thing, it's very essential to your practice and your life. Why we need to give 3 times food to our nature? Why we need to think that our communication they will understand? Why I am saying these things? Be sensitive enough to understand your surrounding. That's it. the Avani has instilled that basic stuff into your mind. You need to only do the introspection to that. That's it. Avani has big life, and we all are with the family. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Murli Chirot. I now request Architect Vivek PP, Chairman, IIA Calicut Center, to come forward to present the memento to our guests. Architect Marina Tabassum. I invite Professor Neelkan Chaya. I invite Mr. Murli Chirot. I invite Mr. Jose Joseph. I invite V. Hassan. I invite Mr. Paul Nainan. I request Architect Vivek to say a few words.
Good evening, architects. Good evening. So earlier, till today afternoon, till few minutes back, myself and Brajesh were saying not to come on the stage and not to speak, and our names were not in the list. But suddenly we realized you are no more Avani students, you are architects. And we were not just Avani Governing Council members, we were holding larger responsibilities. And it's time we share another relationship in the professional world. That was a sudden realization. Then I told him, okay, we don't need to come here as Avani Governing Council. Our chairman was already represented, but he is the convener of Young Architects Committee in the Indian Institute of Architects at national level. So he needs to speak about what we are going to do and what is expected of young architects in the country. And he's the convener right now. And I am the chairman of IIA Calicut Center. And I need to speak about what a center like IIA Calicut is expecting from a young generation of architects. And it's time to do that. So today morning, we had this great opportunity to host Architect Marina Tabassum. And there were a lot of young architects who got inspired from that speech. When I passed out of NIT Calicut in 2004, I understood architecture just as a profession. What made me more passionate, what made my life more meaningful is my association with my fellow architects in the city. From the day one, from my association with Canoli Canal projects, the way senior architects like Tony, Vinod Chirek, Prashant, Selimka all welcomed us to the professional world. That changed our perspective, that changed our understanding about what profession is. And what made me right now, what made our practice, what formed our philosophy is the collective effort that we have been carrying out through IIA Calicut Center. Fellow architects, the degree that is being upheld on you right now is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to serve the society. What we have done in last few decades in Calicut City is a shining example of how a profession, how professionals, how architects, how designers can touch common man's life. We have done schools, we have done fishermen's village, we have done rehabilitation, we have done 5 lakh houses for artists, we have done bus stops, we have done toilets. And not just doing for this aesthetic, the beauty of the building, but all the development of overall neighborhood, the city gets an identity, and we are being part of the management. We are being part of the client. We are being part of the society. And the kind of opportunity that you have in front of you is immense. And each moment through this profession, you'll be able to touch million lives. And please be a part of this movement and take this responsibility to your shoulders and passion to your heart and work for the commons. Welcome to IIA Calicut Center.
Thank you, Architect Vivek. I now request Architect Brajesh Shaijal, GC Member, Chairman, Young Architects Committee, IIA, to come forward to present the memento to our ex-Academic Council members. I invite Architect Abid Rahim onto the stage. I request Architect Brajesh Shaijal to say a few words.
So, good evening all. And the new architects, friends. So, always like we address you as students, now it's changed. As we all discussed, like you all are the young architects and a part of my committee or on the national level. So, and IIA, like what Vivek is already said few things about IIA. It's just not IIA, it's about architects' responsibility to the entire society and what you can do. And we always receive as young architects as a complaint, no one called from IIA to take part in the movement. We also didn't get any invitations to come and be part of this great movement. It's always you. You are the person, you can make the change. So it starts from you. And we expect from today itself, you are coming and doing your bit of thing for the society. It's not just the designing part, it's more than, maybe we always think that we should work for the society or for the people. No, it's about working with them. That's what we discussed today. Marina ma'am was talking about, like, in fact, I asked a question like, how you convince? So the right thing, what she said is like, she was working with them. And that makes a lot of change. So the ownership, how you can give or you can take with them, that's the most important thing. And maybe standing here, I would like to go further from here. Next few rows of the seats were parents. അവരായിരുന്നതിൻ്റെ കൂടെ തന്നെ മറ്റൊരു ആർക്കിടെക്ചർ ജീവിതം ജീവിച്ചതെന്ന് പറയാം. കാരണം ഈ കഴിഞ്ഞ 5 വർഷം നിങ്ങളെ സഹിക്കുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞത് ചില്ലറ കാര്യമില്ല എന്ന് നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം. മേ ബി ടു ലാർജ് എക്സ്റ്റെൻറ്റ് കോളേജിന് അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു വലിയൊരു സംഭാവന നിങ്ങൾ നൽകിയിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. തിരിച്ചു പോകുന്ന കുറച്ച് ദിവസങ്ങളും അവർ എത്രത്തോളം ഈ വ്യത്യാസം കണ്ടിട്ട് പകച്ചു നിന്ന കുറേ ദിവസങ്ങളുണ്ടായിരിക്കാം. സോ ഓൾസോ ഫ്രം ഹിയർ നമ്മൾ നൈറ്റ് ഔട്ടൊക്കെ ചെയ്ത് കുട്ടികൾ രാത്രിയൊക്കെ ഉറക്കമൊഴിച്ച് കണ്ട് പഠിച്ചു ഇനി അതൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞല്ലോ, ഇനി ഒരു ആർക്കിടെക്ട്സ് ആയല്ലോ, ദർ ഇസ് നോ മോർ നൈറ്റ് ഔട്ട്സ് എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കണ്ട. ഇനിയാണ് യഥാർത്ഥ നൈറ്റ് ഔട്ട്സ് തുടങ്ങുന്നത്. സോ ഇവർ നിങ്ങളെ കൈവിട്ട് പോയി എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കേണ്ട, തിരിച്ചുണ്ടാവും ഇൻ ആസ് എ better human being. And we all are very confident about all these young architects, the kind of people they were reached to the institute and how they are going back. We can feel, or we are very sure, they are a better human being and a better individual and citizen for the country, and they will spread light to the future. And welcome all to the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Brajesh Shaijal. I now request Mr. Jomi, convener Ameyam 2022, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Hello. A very good evening to one and all. So it is my pleasure to be here proposing the vote of thanks to all those who have gathered here in person and in spirit, especially, like I would say, those who couldn't make it here, but still who are with us in their presence and in their prayers as well. So let me start by proposing my vote of thanks to the two new members of Avani family, Architect Marina Tabazum and Architect Habib Khan, who've come all the way crossing the state and national borders to be here among us, like in person and also in spirit. And congratulating you, being part of your success, being part of your journey to the new architecture world. So let me once again thank you, Architect Marina Tabazum and Architect Habib Khan, on my behalf. So now I'm a little bit confused how to proceed from here, because you've all seen the kind of event that we've all gathered and organized here. And when I just tried gathering all the list of people who's put their efforts into organizing this magnanimous event, the list came out like this. So this actually shows the spirit of Avani. Like when you do something, they put everything into it. They put their heart, soul, everything. Those who were here in the last few days, they would have realized, especially the first years, they have seen it for the first time, I would say, because every event, everyone gathers all their spirit, like all their energy to get everything done. The installation right over there, like right above you, was put, I don't know how many times. They've been putting it again and again, and they say, oh, no, we didn't like it. Like they try it again and again. Maybe this is how their architecture journey is going to begin, because especially when you have to, like you might have seen or heard the redos in the class, like in the classroom, you get a lot of redos, especially when your teachers do it. But it in a way helps you to make you feel that whatever you do, you need to do it with a lot of passion and perfection. And that is, again, like this one particular installation you see right above you is an example of how everyone like learns from their mistakes and makes something new. So now I'll come back to, because the reason why I said the name of the list, or the list, the number of people that are on the list, is only because that's how Avani as a community works. And especially when we have two new members coming together to our family, I thought like I should mention this one spirit that we all share. So now let me formally like thank Dr. Anwar for his wonderful words, opening or declaring the proceedings of this graduation day. Thank you, Dr. Anwar. So Architect Tony Joseph, who's been here throughout, I don't know how to thank him like on behalf of you all, because you might have seen like the kind of things that he actually puts in, the efforts that he puts in, the people that he brings into, because that is out of his own passion. And a person who shares that passion, it's so good to be working with someone like that. And it's so good to be associated with someone like that. So let me once again personally and on behalf of the entire crowd here thank Architect Tony Joseph for the entire wonderful things that he's been doing. So now let me take the opportunity to thank Dr. Somini and the faculty led by her, the entire government family members who, again, like who've gathered here, like who've come across from all regions of the country and from abroad as well, like in certain cases, who are part of this event in various capacities. So you might see like your beloved teachers running around with food stuff because they are part of the food committee. You might see like some teachers running around with a lot of chairs because they say, okay, yeah, I am part of the stage committee. And the kind of effort that they have put in like in the last 2 days, trying to organize the events, the number of meetings that they have actually had over the past few days are so important in a way that it all culminated into a good, very well organized event like this. Though we started like, it was so well organized that though we started a bit late, we are well ahead of time. Like I was supposed to give or propose my vote of thanks at 7, and now you know what the time is. So the kind of the meticulously organized events are a reflection of the efforts put in by the faculty led by Dr. Somini. So let me congratulate and thank you all on my behalf and like the entire Avani's behalf. So now I'm just looking back to the list again to make sure that I have not left out any. Yeah. So let me also thank the stars of the day, the batches of 2015 and 16, for their presence here, because when Avani started in 2015, you believed in us, right? Otherwise, there's no point. Like a college that started, especially after the first two lists were out, and still you choose Avani over many other colleges or whatever it is. And you've put in that trust, you've been with us, you've traveled, because even we have been trying to, like I joined Avani in 2016, and we've been trying to, every day it's been a new journey and a new learning for us. Because every now and then we'll have something or the other to learn. And then we'll be fighting a lot of fights on various fronts with the authorities and with various other people as well. But in a way, they all realized what we actually do, and they all came and they all joined us to make sure that Avani becomes a success. And a part of that first success that goes out to the world right now is you guys, 2015 and 2016 batches. So let me, should I say from the bottom of my heart? So thank you all. Okay. Yeah. So a very warm thank you for being here and being amidst us. Okay. Thank you very much. So now let me come to an indispensable part of Avani. We have the governing council, we have the academic council, we have the executive council. These councils actually guide the way forward, like guide us through. Especially when I stand here, like unless I get my directions proper, I wouldn't be able to know like how to proceed with it. So these councils are so important in Avani that they all make a good effort, going well beyond their limits in certain cases to make sure that everything is there. On behalf of the Avani community, let me first thank Professor Chaya, who heads the Avani Academic Council and who always makes sure that every year you all know that we have the LTC. And he's there like in all his efforts, making sure that the course is turned like it's correctly put in forth so that all of you can make sure that you get the best out of this particular institute. So let me thank all of you for joining me in thanking Professor Chaya. Now coming to the Governing Council, no special mention needed. You know like how they function, how they are. They are here, like whenever you need them, they are here. They have been overlooking us, so they have been throughout. So let me again thank the entire Governing Council on behalf of the entire Avani community. Thank you. Now coming to the Executive Council, we have an Executive Council. Like let me thank each and every member of the Executive Council for making sure that things are in place for us to function. Thank you. Now, there are certain people who couldn't make it here, especially actor B.V. Doshi, who is there, like, who's a spirit, like, who's always helping out through, and who is our beloved patron, and who's been guiding us through his lectures, who's been part, like, in various events. Let me also thank him on behalf of the entire Avani community. Now, we have Mr. Murli Chiroth, who's been part of Avani, who still is, and now like he's there in his capacity, like in his official capacity here, like amidst us. I don't need to explain to you like the kind of contributions that he has given you, especially the team spirit. And especially yesterday, we were having a conversation like how the students actually perform all the installations. So Sebastian and a few other faculty members making a mention that it is what they learn from these people, especially Murli, that they are able to perform and guide the next generation far better than their capacity. So my heartiest thank you. When I mentioned about the Governing Council, there are few members who I should personally mention. Like two of them are here already, Asanta and Joseph. These two people are here already, and Amaka as well, because these people, you might see like what is happening here on campus. There are a lot of things that happen outside the campus to ensure that the facilities required are here, especially like on the financial front, maybe like dealing with a lot of authorities, dealing with it's kind of licensing, but then you can't really call it licensing, but then you need to strike conversations with people, venture into new worlds. So these people are there with us throughout, making sure that everything is taken care of. So that is like a strong support we can rely upon anytime and anywhere. So I sincerely thank all three of them on behalf of the Avani community. Thank you. Now, let me come to the administration wing. You know how the admin functions here. They are there like anything. If it's not described, it comes to the admin, like you have to. And that is something that you can fall back on. Like at any time, you know that, okay, if things are not done on time, like you can just tell them, you can call them anytime. So we have an efficient admin team led by like all the stalwarts here who put all the energy into organizing things. And especially when it comes to organizing things of this sort, they are there. So a very sincere thanks from my, thank you all. Then again, let me come to parents, just like Bridget said. ഈ മക്കളെയൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങോട്ട് വിട്ടപ്പം ഇതൊക്കെ ആയിരുന്നോ എന്ന് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇതൊക്കെ ആയിരുന്നോ നടക്കേണ്ടിയിരുന്നത് എന്നൊക്കെ ഒരുപാട് ആശങ്കകൾ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന ഒരുപാട് പേരൻസ് they are all here. They didn't know what, most of them at least they have said that they didn't know what architecture actually demanded. They thought it's any other profession, it's any other routine professional course. But once they joined, they realized that it's much beyond. So in a way, there are certain things that the faculty can do, the institution can do, the administration can do. There are certain supports. But then without the support of the parents, things are not possible like to be delivered on time. Especially like when the students want support at home, or like when they want other supports, moral support, or like the family support, they're all there. And the family is supported the institution in a way that, okay, whenever we needed something, so for that matter, like when we are arranging for something, like last day we were arranging something here and we needed certain things from different parts of Kerala or like from other parts as well. So we could actually directly call these parents and they would send in it. Like we just had to name it and they were sending things in. So that is, I think, a thing that wouldn't like normally see in other colleges, the kind of connect that is there with the parents and the institution. So let me thank all the parents who have gathered here and who are with us. From all the members of the Avani community, thank you all. So now let me come and thank all the supporting staff members who gathered, like some of them are here already and the rest of them are at their work right now to ensure that like, okay, while we go back, we have things ready, we have the food ready. And we also have the event management team led by Benny, who's done a very meticulous job. Like though we've told them the last moment, everything was arranged in a fiasco. We know like the kind of things that we actually had to go through. So we could get or like fall back on him saying that, okay, we needed these things by this particular time, and he made sure that those things are there. So let me thank the supporting staff members of Avani and Mr. Benny of the event management team and Rahul, like who's also done part of the event management for us. So let me thank all of them on behalf of the Avani community. So now nothing stops until we specifically mention about the neighborhood. The neighborhood that Avani has, like rightly our chairman always says that people used to tell him, like caution him, don't bring Avani in here because it's a highly politicized area. It's going to be a lot of mess. It's going to be a lot of problems for you. But he felt that it has to be here because if it could do any good to that community, then he says that, okay, he feels that he's achieved things. So now we are almost 4+ years in this particular, like almost 5 years now on this campus. And the tremendous support that we gather from, like, or we get from all the community and the neighborhood, I think I should specifically mention that here. So my sincere thanks to all the members in the neighborhood on behalf of the entire community. Thank you. So now, let me also take this opportunity to thank all the authorities, like the local authorities, the panchayats, and others, who've made sure that like our papers get through on time, like whatever you required things, all the things were done. So let me thank all of them on all your behalf from the bottom of my heart, like through the fullest, because I think they all deserve a very well said thanks. Okay. So now let me also thank particular community members who've done, like you might all have witnessed the Kathakali performance that we had the other day. So we had it not as part of the Ameyam, but then kind of part of the Ameyam. And the kind of performance that they had delivered yesterday actually gave a lot of energy to the people over here, because the students, after the entire function that happened yesterday, they all were charged up. They said, okay, yeah, if these people can do things with such passion, then yes, we also can do things with passion. This was a comment said by one of the students yesterday, late night, around 3 o'clock, because a few of them were feeling a bit tired, and then they said, no, yes, we all have to do it. So that points me out to the student volunteers. Like you'll see them, all of them, like running around, like all of them are here, making sure that we have the best of things. We have everything. Like right now, they are all running to make sure that you have the food and the event ready, like the musical fest ready for you by the time we finish this event. So they are all running to make sure that, okay, yes, these things are ready. Yes. So let me thank you all once again, specifically mentioning all your supports. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Jomi. May I request you all to rise for the national anthem?
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Congratulations to our graduates of batch 2015 and 2016. This day signifies a new beginning for each and every one of you. Tomorrow, new challenges and opportunities await our graduates that will further test their mettle as improving individuals. As they continue with their journey, may they look back to this stage in their life with fondness and pride. Enjoy the evening and celebrations with your family and friends. Thank you and good luck.
May I now request all the candidates, please stay back for a group photo. Additionally, an informal photo booth and refreshments have been arranged. You may please get in touch with the volunteers for details. Please note that we have organized a music session by Laju George and Hana Laju at 6:45 p.m. and dinner will be open by 7 p.m. I request all the graduates to come onto the stage. Batch-wise photographs. I first invite the graduates of 2015 batch. Batch 2015.
Batch 2015, come fast. Batch 2015, come fast. One line. Batch 2015. Come fast, batch 2015. One line can lead. Varshaalku photo tinu. So many. Huh? Yeah. You want to? Faculty. Anwar. രണ്ട് കസേര ഇട്ടോ അവിടെ വേണം ഇട്ടോ രണ്ട് കസേര എന്താ ആരിയ്ക്കുന്നുണ്ട് അല്ല അതും വേണ്ട ഇയാളെ എനിക്ക് വേണം അടുത്ത് അപ്പുറത്തോട്ടൊക്കെ ഇരിക്കാം
ഇത് മാറ്റണോ
We don't have to invite every faculty individually. Hey, faculty. Baba, Usman. Abid. Okay. Anshu ma'am. One. Okay, ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, Madi. Okay, all look at the camera, smile. Okay, next batch. Next batch. Okay. Okay, okay. കുറേ photographers ഉണ്ടല്ലോ. Okay. Calm down.
Have a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Yay! Two, three, yeah!